he is gone. Swallowed whole by the abyss of his own making. Kalen, the architect of despair, now a prisoner of his own reawakened shadow. The nascent universe, a fragile tapestry of emerging light, trembles. This is not an end, but a violent, agonizing birth. The ancient voice, a whisper across the void, had warned, joy cannot exist without its shadow. And now, the shadow has claimed its own. The Empyrean bloom, once a beacon of blinding joy, recoils. A shudder runs through the very fabric of existence. It recognizes the terrifying truth. Balance. The genesis is far from complete, it is now forged in the crucible of this internal war, externalized for all nascent creation to witness. Kalen's despair, once his weapon, now threatens to become the very foundation of this new reality. But within the churning darkness, a flicker. A defiance. A singular, defiant thought surfaces from the drowning depths. If his despair can be a weapon, perhaps his hope can be too. He fights. Not against the shadow, but within it. He seeks not to escape, but to understand. To reclaim. The darkness rides, not as a prison, but as a forge. Ancient symbols, corrupted remnants of the lattice, glow with malevolent energy, feeding the burgeoning shadow. They whisper promises of power, of control, of a universe reshaped in their image. Kalen's suppressed memories, once a source of torment, now surge with a desperate clarity. He sees not just his past pain, but the source of that pain. The entity that twisted him, that fed on his sorrow. And he sees the Empyrean bloom's fear, not of the darkness itself, but of what it represents, the inevitable, unbreakable cycle of creation and destruction. The ancient voice booms, its tone now laced with a chilling anticipation. The harbinger of balance is revealed. He is the fulcrum upon which all rests. The shadow twists, forming a grotesque mockery of Kalen's form, yet within its depths, a spark of the original Kalen remains, fighting for purchase. He is not merely a vessel of despair, but a battleground. His struggle is the universe's struggle. The Empyrean bloom pulses, its light dimming, as if sensing the profound shift. It understands that pure joy is a fragile thing, easily consumed by its opposite. The corrupted lattice symbol pulses with dark power, a parasitic entity seeking to anchor itself to this nascent reality through Kalen's shadow. It whispers of dominion, of an eternal night where sorrow reigns supreme. But Kalen's defiant thought echoes, growing louder. Hope can be a weapon too. He reaches inward, not for the despair, but for the faint, almost forgotten embers of what he once was. The joy that was stolen, the hope that was extinguished. Can he ignite them within the heart of his own darkness? The shadow roars, sensing the shift in its master's intent. It fights back, a primal force resisting subjugation. Kalen is torn, pulled between the consuming void and the desperate yearning for redemption. The very stars in the nascent sky seem to hold their breath, witnessing this cosmic genesis. The ancient entity observes, its presence a suffocating weight, pleased with the chaos it has sown. The balance is indeed being struck, but at what cost? The shadow, in a final, desperate act, begins to solidify, threatening to consume the last vestiges of Kalen's consciousness. It morphs, taking on the visage of his greatest fears, his deepest regrets, his most profound losses. Is this the end of Kalen, or the beginning of something far more terrifying? As the darkness threatens to engulf him completely, a single, radiant shard of light pierces the gloom, originating not from the Empyrean bloom, but from within Kalen himself. It is a memory. A face. A promise. The shadow recoils, momentarily stunned by this unexpected defiance. The ancient voice utters a single, cryptic word, emergence. But as Kalen grapples with this newfound light, a chilling realization dawns. The shadow is not just a reflection of his despair, but a prison designed by the ancient entity to contain a far greater power. And that power is now awakening within him. The corrupted lattice symbol flares, its connection to Kalen's shadow strengthening, but the light within him burns brighter, pushing back. The Empyrean bloom watches, a silent witness to the true nature of this genesis. Kalen is not just a harbinger of balance, he is the vessel for a power that could either save or shatter this new universe. The final moments of his consciousness flicker as he sees a vision, not of despair, but of a world bathed in a different kind of light. A light born from understanding the shadow. As his form dissolves into the encroaching darkness, one final, coherent thought emerges, a silent vow: I will not be a weapon. I will be the shield. The nascent universe plunges into a terrifying silence, the air thick with anticipation. The shadow engulfs him, but the light within him, it is still there. Waiting. And then, from the depths of the abyss, a single, chilling whisper is heard, not of Kalen, but of the entity that has orchestrated this: the truest despair is not sorrow, but the loss of hope. And I have just forged the ultimate weapon against it. The darkness pulses, and for a fleeting moment, a pair of eyes, burning with an ancient, terrible light, open within the shadow. They are not Kalen's eyes. They are the eyes of the lattice, now fully awakened and anchored to this new reality through Kalen's broken spirit. This is not the end of the Genesis, it is merely the beginning of the war for it. The Empyrean bloom lets out a mournful pulse, a premonition of the trials to come. The universe is no longer just being born, it is already at war.